Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you my current favorite makeup look. I use a lot of different brands and I mix and match a lot of different products, so I don't use everything, that's all one brand or anything like that. And while I'm putting on my face for the day, I'm going to talk to you about why I wear wigs, even though I have obviously some hair. So let's get started. If you are looking for some makeup tips or some ideas for products to use, stay tuned as usual. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell, give me a thumbs up, and we're getting started with this Get Ready With Me. So I'm going to do my makeup today and talk to you about the different products that I am currently in love with. As I always say in any makeup and skincare tutorial or video, I am 51 years old. I have not had any fillers, Botox, or surgeries on my face of any kind. I have used tretinoin since I was 40, and I do think that's made a difference. I've also stayed out of the sun the majority of my life. I've never liked the sun. I've never liked hot beating sun down on me, even when I was a kid, and I think that's also helped. As I get older, my skin gets drier, so I am not doing my pre-makeup today with you, but just note that I have put on a hyaluronic acid toner. I've put on some snail mucin and some moisturizer, everything to kind of hydrate my skin before I start my makeup. So that was done prior. And of course, do not ever forget sunscreen. I put that on as well. So today we're going to look at my makeup. So we're going to start with my base foundation, which, I was really not a fan of Seint for a long time. I had an issue with their marketing. I didn't like the way they marketed that mature women can only use cream makeup, because I don't think that's true. I do still wear powder foundation. I feel like my powder foundation does give me more coverage than this cream foundation, but it does sit in the pores a little bit more, not to the point where it bothers me though. I will, because it gives me more coverage. But I do see that it sits in my pores just a little bit more, even though I'm using, the mature, I'm having a brain freeze, menopause brain, the mature skin, foundation. I'm gonna have to edit this part out because I can't even have coherent thought at this point. But I learned how to apply Seint when I first got it. I put way too much on. I didn't understand how to use a setting powder because I had been a powder foundation girl literally for a very long time. For 30 years probably, I was a powder foundation girl. So I have fallen in love with two products from Seint, and only two. And even though you see the 4 in here, you will see that only 2 are being used. So I love the base foundation and the contour. They go with a lighter one around the eyes, and I'm not a fan of putting Seint around my eyes. I actually feel that the Seint makeup sits a bit under my eyes and on my lid. And so I use a different product for that. And I don't like their lip and cheek at all. It has no pigment. I just don't care for it. So I also do my makeup in a way that works for me. I don't really have a specific way that I do it, but I do always start out with the bronzer going from the top of my ear here down, which is what I was taught, from the top of my ear down. And I put some here, as I'm sure you've seen many people do. And I put some on my jaw. And then I go in with the foundation, and I don't do the dots or anything. I just kind of spread it around to get it where it needs to be. And I do put it where I also put blush. They say you're not supposed to repeat it or put, you're only supposed to put one layer. I do put the foundation under my blush because that's where I have the most pink, pink and sometimes some little rosacea and stuff. So I do put it in both. Now, this is just what works for me. I like using a brush for the bronzer And I actually like using a sponge for the foundation. So I have actually different ways of putting each one in. Take a sponge. They're just slightly different in application. And the contour is definitely thicker in its consistency, and I feel like a brush gets it in there better than the sponge. Now, one thing I, thought when I first started wearing the cream is, oh, it's too time consuming, powder's so much faster. But as you get better at it, you realize it's really pretty quick if you know what you're doing. It really doesn't take that long. And so, kind of where we're going with it. Now, it gives a really, really beautifully natural skin look that is also very moisturizing. It's definitely a medium coverage, and again, with my powder, I would say it covers a bit more. But I like the natural look of it, and I like the way it doesn't sit in my pores, if that makes sense. I've got two products from Jouer today. The setting powder, which is a hydrating setting powder that I absolutely adore, and a cream blush from them. This is color Bare Rose. So I really like their products. I swear by the setting powder, and I do reach for their blush quite a bit as well. Now, one thing about putting on blush as we age is we want to keep it farther away from the base of the apple of the cheek and actually go back this way. When I was younger, I would put the blush kind of more on the apples of the cheeks. But I find as I get older, it actually looks better farther back. And I've seen that with other makeup tutorials that I've watched for mature skin as well. So it goes on beautifully. It has great pigment, unlike the Seint, and it lasts really nicely. Now, I am going to put on some under eye concealer, but I don't do that until after I do my eye makeup. So, and I actually do my setting powder last. A lot of people do their setting powder after their foundation, but I do it after everything's done. So, these are probably my go-to eyeshadow. I love these. So they're two different brands. One is Bobbi Brown and one is Laura Mercier. And they are a cream sticks that really last a long time. When I went to try these in the makeup store and I put them on my hand, they did not come off. Even the next morning, they were still on there. And after washing my hands multiple times, didn't budge. The only way to get it off my hand was to use eye makeup remover. So it really doesn't budge once it's on. Now, the other thing I like about it is until it sets, it's really easy to get off. And then once it sets, it's really hard to get off. But as you're putting it on, a lot of times people get, the eye makeup too low down here and they want to make it go in that upswing, and, you can just wipe it right off, as opposed to when I'm dealing with some shadows, I have to actually put tape on or go get makeup remover or what have you, and it's a real pain. Now, I use just two colors to do this eye makeup, and I've done a shorts fast video on this, but Laura Mercier, and this is Burnished Bronze. That is my base color. And with Bobbi Brown, my shimmer color is golden pink. So I use these to make an eye look that gives me not only eyeshadow, but an eyeliner. It is so good. It's so easy to use. I put it in the crease here. And then I just line the bottom a bit. And I line the top a bit. And see, I can just take it off with my finger to make it go in that up motion because it hasn't set yet. And I go in with my Bobbi Brown Golden Pink, which I also love. Love a little shimmer. And it just gives such a pretty natural look. And gives some dimension to your eye without it being, you know, like too intense. It's a really great, just like a light day look. Isn't that pretty? I might put just a little more shimmer as well. So I'm gonna do the other eye, and while I do that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about why I wear wigs. You know, so many women, they see, you know, I show both my bio hair and I also show myself wearing wigs. And I get so many comments saying, you know, you don't need the wigs. Your bio hair looks better than the wigs. Yada, yada, yada. And you know, there's a lot of stigma around wearing hair, especially for Caucasian women. Now, we could get extensions and nobody would blink an eye, but if we're going to get wear a full wig, people have a problem with that. They feel like unless you have cancer or you're completely bald, that you should not wear hair. You should wear your own hair. So after I do my eyes, I'm going to come back in with my under eye concealer. But despite the fact that my hair, you know, has a lot of body to it and it looks like I have a good head of hair, I actually don't have a lot of hair. Cutting it in a pixie cut really helped. I have a receding hairline. I have bald temples. My hair is very gray. And before wearing wigs, I spent tons of money trying to fight the gray, get it colored. And then, you know, within 2 weeks, I had gray popping out. It was an absolute nightmare. It was just a never-ending battle to fight the gray. So I gave up on that and I decided I'm done. I'm done with coloring. I'm going natural gray. But I don't always want to be gray. You know, sometimes I want to have my red hair back. And guess what? I can easily throw on a wig and I'm good to go. The other thing is I don't have to apply heat to the hair and damage it. So I protect my hair by wearing wigs. And I also, they're fun. It's just fun to like have a different hairstyle every day and wear pink and wear purple and wear red and, you know, just have fun with it. Sometimes I want to be a blonde. I really feel like we need to change the perception of wig wearing, that it's more of a fashion accessory than it is, you know, something we would only wear if we are sick or, you know, lost all our hair. So I think it's really about a perception more than anything else. Okay, going into my favorite eyebrow, my favorite eyebrow gel right now is Boom, the Boom Brow. This is their brown, their light brown, and it's great. I love that it gives me some color, but at the same time gives me that gel that helps my brows stay in place. Makes them just a little darker, a little more definition. I think women are harder on women than anyone else. I think it's women that always are the hardest on other women. And I, you know, the thing is, I do wear my natural hair. I wear everything. So this is this is my Lancome. This is my lash booster. So when you put it on, it looks white. It's gonna boost the length of my lashes and make them, honestly, almost look like falsies. I don't like false eyelashes. I don't like the way they feel on my lids. I just feel like something's on my eye and it bugs me. So this gives me like a falsies look without having to actually wear falsies. So this is their CILS Booster XL Lancome, and this is their Monsieur Big that I put with it. So once you get that booster on, you go over it with your mascara And I mean, look at those lashes. They look fabulous, right? I mean, kind of looks like I'm wearing falsies. Isn't that pretty? Only 2 little sticks did this whole eye makeup look, and then the mascara. So the only thing I have left right now is my my finishing powder, my setting powder, and lips. All right, so I'm going in with my finishing powder. Just taking the little brush. I bought it with the one that comes with the brush. And I always make sure to use this brush with the, now I got the translucent, so it just goes right over my makeup. You can get one that has some color to it, but I really like the translucent to just kind of set that makeup in place. Perfect. And last but not least, I'm going to put on my Maracuja Juicy Lip from Tarte. I am obsessed with this stuff, absolutely obsessed. This is Rose. It's a super natural pink. Just gives you just a little bit of color, but nothing garish. And you know, I don't want anything too heavy on my lips when I have, you know, the eyeshadow on. I kind of want to keep it balanced. So this is my look. Finished look, and the only thing we need is a wig. So to finish off here, I'm going to put on one of my favorite wigs by one of my favorite wig artists. This is a luxury human hair wig. I actually have a second one coming from her very soon, which I will be reviewing and showing. This is a custom from the Wigged Out artist. She is unbelievable. This is a rose gold with a drag root. And human hair, luxury human hair. I mean, this hair is incredible. Does not tangle. Chandra has touched almost every human hair wig that I own. And with color, she's colored most of them if it hasn't been her wig. So she is my number one. She specializes in reds and fashion colors, which is my jam 100%. And I mean, look, I'm not saying I don't love my hair, but walking down the street, would you think I was wearing a wig? I mean, you'd think that the color's not natural. You'd think I got this colored, but look at this, look at this. I mean, nobody's gonna think that this isn't my hair. And honestly, it takes off 10 years because the gray ages me, which is fine. But with the wig on and the makeup done, I don't know. I'm thinking, you know, I could pass for 38 maybe, or 35, and I'm 51. And I'm not saying I don't like aging, because I'm very much a proponent of positivity in aging, but I also like to look my best. And I just feel like a gorgeous wig does that for me. And it's a personal choice. Please, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever's watching, remember that wearing wigs is a personal choice. And when you make comments to people like, you don't need to wear wigs, a lot of people think you're making a compliment, you're giving them a compliment, but actually it's an insult, because you're questioning what they decide to put on their head. So I hope that can give you some perspective for those of you that tend to make those comments. And I'm not upset or angry at anybody that makes those comments. It's just that we need to reduce the stigma, and we need to be less harsh on other, you know, women. Women need to be less harsh on other women, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready with me, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about why I wear wigs. And my gosh, is this not gorgeous? Is this just not a gorgeous, gorgeous look? I hope you think so. This is literally one of my absolute favorite wigs, and she's making me another one right now that's going to be actually a blend of different colors that mimic a sunset, like lavenders and bright pinks and peach. And I mean, it's going to be a work of art that I get to wear on my head. So If you are interested in getting a custom piece from Chandra, I do have a code for you. It is WIG100. You can get $100 off your custom. If you want to send her in a wig for color, which I've done both, it is a code. You can get 25 off of that with color 25. And I'll put those codes in the details. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready with me, and I look forward to seeing you again. So please don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and send me comments anytime, and I will see you next time.